Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Today I'm going to be reviewing Hit Me number 5, published by AWA Upshot, written by Krista Faust and Priscilla Petrates and Marco Lesko finish out the creative team. Priscilla Petrates is the artist, and Lesko is the colorist. Now, I was going to do this last night, ran out of time, but here we are. Okay, this is issue 5 of 5. For those of you who don't know much about this book, it deals with Lulu. She is a sex worker, I guess would be a good term. And the title does do a kind of a play on words, because her thing is allowing her clients to hit her. She charges a certain amount of money, and you get to hit her places. It's a certain amount of money for, torso. It's a lot more money if you want to hit her in the face. And, so it's a thing. I mean, I guess people are involved with that type of stuff. I wouldn't know. But, so it's her, and then she has this guy who would be her bodyguard. She goes to be with the client. Dude hangs out outside and helps her. She calls out and says, hey, starts to go too far. The person wants to do stuff, and he comes in and helps out. And, typically, stereotypically with these stories, dude's kind of in love with her, but it's unrequited. She gets hired by a guy that she knows, and she winds up, someone steals some diamonds, and she gets blamed for taking them. And this is the final issue of her having to deal with that situation. She's innocent of stealing them. She has the diamonds because she managed to steal them from the person who stole them and was blaming her for stealing them and killing somebody. And she's trying to extricate herself from this situation, because you're not dealing with the above board world. I mean, okay, that's not quite the way I put it, but it's not like you can just go to the cops and say, hey, yeah, boom, 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 and there's kind of this murky area that she deals with. So she's trying to extricate herself from the situation and get her bodyguard back, who was kidnapped, in order to get her to bring the diamonds back to the person who had them. Krista Faust does stories like this where it deals with the sex worker field. I guess she was involved with that at some point in time in her life. And so she does these really weird mystery, action-adventure type things that are set in this area. And this is another one of them that is just, it's really interesting just because of the way of the field that it's set in, and the way this character looks at life and everything. How her views on being hit. I mean, there's one area where she can feel like, hey, it's just work. I can even make it pleasurable for me. And then there's other times where it's like, This is not the stuff that I'm into, which happens in this part in this book where she is actually getting hit by somebody, beaten to try and get some information or to give information. I find it interesting just not being involved with this type of world, of the way that she writes these characters and the outlook on things. It makes it really kind of more fun to read. And I just lost track of what I was going to say. But yeah, this is another really good story finished up. Because Lulu is, she's the kind of the typical action hero, but where she's just like against impossible odds, or odds that you're like, okay, how is she going to get out of this? And does it, and deals it with it in the situation, in the ways that they only they know how. Like if it was just you and me who weren't involved with that stuff, we'd be like, how the hell do you get out of this? Boom, boom, boom. But it just happens to be a female character, and she's, I happen to like darker stories like this with kind of darker characters and more kind of flawed, and not everything is, I have to be, I have to do it this way, I can't hurt people, I can't, these are more kind of gritty and real life type stories where it's just like someone's gonna have to get hurt for me to get out of this. And she does it well. Christa Faust is one of the few people who, if I see a book by them, it goes in the stack without having to know what it's about. Automatic buy for me, and this did not disappoint. It does, everything gets wrapped up in this, because it is 5 of 5. There are really no unanswered questions. Everything's explained. You find out what happens with everybody. You find out why it happened and the fate of everyone. And it's done satisfactorily. And I have to say that I, again, enjoyed the hell out of this series. So I'm going to give it a 4.25 out of 5. And just say, if you haven't read this stuff, read it. It's not for younger readers. It's, I don't know what they listed on here as. Yes, it is a mature readers listing, and for good reason, due to the subject matter and the situations in it. But this is a prime example of how good of a storyteller Christa Faust is, and this is one of her better ones. So like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your comics.